Hello and welcome to the Inspiration Report. We're happy you could join us. Grab yourself a beverage and we'll get started in just a few moments. All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Inspiration Report. Super excited. Aren't you guys excited, fellas?
Friday the 13th, man.
and what a way to celebrate. What a way to celebrate. Happy New Year to everyone. I hope everyone's having a great year so far. And Sean, let me just tell you, Jose and I started out the year freaking awesome in Chile together, and it was great, wasn't it, dude?
Yes.
It was so much fun.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I was checking my email now, Lee and Jose. I must not have gotten the email about that meeting.
No, I think you missed it. I'm sorry. We did tag you in a couple pictures though, because we went out and we ate a bunch of meat on one day. So like, I really was enjoying the Chilean barbecue. And then when we got to the place, we had so much fun. We met so many really great people. Jose turned me on to this stuff. Sean, I wanted to show you this. This is a delicacy called pisco. And Jose made sure that I had a pisco sour, but then after we had a couple of those, we just had pisco and Coke, and it was freaking amazing.
Piscola, yeah, we call it piscola.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it was really great. And like I said, we do this inspiration report to give you fresh input. And so basically, Jose and I went to get fresh input at this conference called Mind Camp in Chile, and we had so much fun. Any comments about it, Jose, that you tell everyone?
Actually, I'm still processing the whole weekend. It was very impactful, meaningful. I'm really grateful for the experience, and I just recommend to everyone who can go either to Mind Camp Chile or South Africa or Canada. It will just blow your mind. Yeah. You will always have a moment, and it was like a realization moment, honestly.
Yeah. That's awesome. It was really, really, really good. And Sean, hopefully we can get you to Mind Camp Canada this year in August. So
you bet, eh?
It's good. Yeah, it's a good place for, we are responsible for helping people be creative. And so we need to fill our wells every now and then. And that was a definite place to fill the well. So Sean, really great job on the presentation. It was super awesome. I'm going to go over our rules here real quick. So we will get started. Hopefully you have a frosty beverage or whatever time zone you're in, a warm beverage or whatever it is. We're going to do a little inspiration in a box to help you see outside of yours. We are the modern day Wayne and Garth. So just know that, things happen and every now and then things go wrong, but looks like everything's going to go right. And of course, we have the most amazing producer, moderator, and co-presenter, Jose, ladies and gentlemen.
Heyo.
Round of applause for Jose. Thank you. Thank you.
That's time to shine.
Yeah, man. So here are the rules. We want you to be positive and open-minded, of course. Negativity doesn't help with creating ideas, so let's shed the negativity and just keep it positive. Of course, share the air in the chat and be respectful to everybody in there. We really appreciate that. We want you to build in yes and. And Sean, tell us why that's important.
Well, the building yes and is how you continue to find new opportunities, right? Don't just stop at the basic. If any of the content that we're showing you triggers thoughts or ideas, please share them and inspires everybody else.
Absolutely. We definitely want you to pay it forward. So if you see something on here that you think will inspire someone, we want you to send that link. We have a link tree that we will post at the end of the broadcast. And of course, along the way, Jose may post some links in the chat too. So please, if you think this could inspire somebody, please let them know. Please pay it forward. And of course, let's have some fun, right? Fun is really important. All right, I think we're ready to rock. Again, Sean is really great because Sean actually gathers all this content, and he is really good at procuring our goods here. Sean, any overall comments about today that you want to tell everybody, or do you want to save that for a surprise?
I say let's save it for the surprise. But one point of interest, probably about a year ago, I was looking at how many emails I get. Right, we all get newsletters. You probably read it maybe a small fraction of the time, but I calculated I get 32 different e-newsletters, and I'm like, there's no way. I'm not reading any of these. I'm going to delete them, but I didn't. And one reason I didn't is because of the one time that I see a headline or something in one newsletter, and I read it. So it's the more you see, the more you start to fill your creative toolbox. So I keep looking at it.
Absolutely, yeah, and there's nothing better than doing that, getting fresh input. And if you don't have time to get fresh input, we've always got an hour for you every month, right, Sean? So join us, and we will hope to inspire you. We got some great stuff. Jose gathered some stuff too. Jose, thank you for that. And without further ado, we will get rolling. We will get rolling. Jose, we're going to send you up into the cloud, but we'll bring you back to present your slides. And we will start with this amazing, I love the title you put on here, Sean, Homes for Sailing. Really, really, really great. I think this is a wonderful idea. I've always wanted to stay in Airbnbs that are floating specifically, but this is Copenhagen-based Mast Architecture Studios concept of modular structures and sustainable by building with recycled materials and incorporating marine-friendly shapes and design. This is called Land on Water, and the concept uses flat-packed modules made from recycling plastic to create the floating base. It's designed to be easy to ship and assemble, and the system is customizable. Once the bases are built, they can be connected in a variety of configurations, providing everything from a floating pool to homes and recreational space. So I love these. I love the fact that the pictures show them in a nice calm lake. Not quite sure how they do if you weren't on like outside on the ocean, but yeah, I think it's an awesome option. To be around water is really inspirational. What inspired you about this, Sean?
Well, the one picture over your head, I like to call that Miami, right? I mean,
yeah.
Whether this literally is being influenced by the potential, impacts of climate change and rising sea levels and such. Yep. I mean, Kevin Costner, Waterworld, how many years ago was that? Maybe.
Love it.
This might be becoming a reality of the future, right? That there's literally societies or home communities that are going to be floating. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got to go back to Horizons, though. Horizons had the great, Sea Base Alpha, man. Come on. Right. We looked at that and saw that stuff in the 80s. So, yeah, this is super, super cool. I love the modular part of it, and I love the fact that it's made of recycled materials. So it's still currently a working prototype. The studio seeks partners interested in developing the concept for a range of products. So that is Mast, and it's called Land on Water.
And then what does this mean for Airbnb, right?
Right, a water B&B. I mean,
yes.
H2O B&B.
There you go.
Just want to, Jose, it looks like we got some new folks in the chat. You want to welcome them for us? Looks like there's a couple of newbies there.
Yeah, we want to welcome everyone who is joining now. For those who speak English, welcome. For those who speak Spanish, bienvenidos. We appreciate everyone being here. We have some quite interesting ideas. Emily, she's waiting to see more of those newsletters. And Pete says that if you put a motor on that bad boy, you can start your own cruise line.
Yeah, you really could.
To start somewhere else, right?
Right. Cool, man. Thank you. All right, next up, Sean, tell us about, this is great from our buddy Barry. First of all, thank you, Barry, always sending us Barry also, Sean, must have about 30 or 40 of these feeds that he gets, because Barry is constantly sending us really good stuff. So tell us what he sent us today.
You bet. And I'll be honest, I was getting a little nervous because I didn't start getting anything from Barry until maybe like 4 days ago. I'm like, is Barry okay?
Right. he
So
took
okay,
some time off for the holidays. So
right. So interesting continuation of biofuel, right? But there is there's a small kind of tourist experience train, and I'm going to butcher a little bit of this, that is in Japan. It's the train, the Amaterasu Railway, takes visitors on a 30-minute sightseeing tour. It actually includes Japan's highest train bridge at 344 feet tall. So the fact that this is the highest bridge and we tell you in just a second, the biofuel makes it fascinating that it actually works. But the thing about this that's really so interesting is the biofuel includes, as part of its, I guess, formula, ramen oil. And
I mean, that has to be pretty potent oil to get it to like burn, right? Like, is that what we're eating in that stuff?
Well, now, granted, their oil that they're using, 90%.
Don't tell.
Right. Right. So 90% comes from tempura oil and other cooking oils, and 10% is from ramen broth.
Okay.
And they get it from local restaurants. But here's the whole thing, right? So we talk about an overall experience. Well, the biofuel, and considering the smell of it, it smells like ramen noodles. And some of the folks that work on the train and drive it, they said, moreover, the delicious smell left by the burnt biodiesel has visitors asking the train conductors if there's a restaurant nearby.
That is, there should be, right? It reminds me of Epcot putting out the smells of the chef and the kitchen into the air. So when you walk by, you smell the Italian food, you're like, oh, I got to stop there, right? They should definitely do that.
Cookies on Main Street, right? The baking cookies. I mean, yeah, right. Multiple sensory experience. So now, ride a train, have a bowl of ramen.
Yeah, there's some really funny comments in the chat.
I never was able to say this. But college students are actually powering transportation nowadays. Who would have ever thought of that? Not me.
That's right.
Oh, cool. All right, next up, let's see where we are here. Stand by. There we go. All right, Jose, tell us.
Oh, this is me.
This. Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you sending us stuff.
Okay, so I want to give a shout out to Rodrigo Medina for the amazing conversation we had a couple of days ago about this. This just kind of like gave me the inspiration to talk about it. So everything is going to be O2K. This innovative product saves up to 80% of water evaporation in agriculture, mining, vineyards, and municipalities. So basically, this is a very impressive startup from Chile. They have found a way to create a lipid monolayer for bodies of water. I know that's kind of complicated, so just follow me with it.
Yeah, help me.
This means that there's like layman's
terms.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I gotta bring it down. So there's a very thin layer that is a polar and apolar membrane. It actually is a biomembrane, and what does basically is prevent the water from evaporating because there's no way from it to go up from that layer. But then again, water can trespass that because it's a polar side and an apolar side. So this is basically all about the physics, right? So Carlos Kuna, who is the Chilean with a German last name, funny enough, realized how dependent we were from pacts and alliances that saw the opportunity to disrupt, and he did this. So the higher the temperature, the more evaporation. Almost 1 million gallons of water can be saved each month per acre, if you think about that.
Wow.
So the company has already been recognized by Los Premios Verdes, which is basically somewhat of a sustainable Oscars. And it's patented in 7 countries, from which I believe, if I don't remember, it was Mexico, Australia, US, Chile, and 3 others. So they've already been working with several wine enterprises already, and they're looking forward to expand this not only to vineyards, but also to municipalities, and just to avoid the evaporation problem. As we know, climate change is a real situation. So this innovative material and this innovative biomembrane can actually help everyone in the world.
Awesome. Amazing. Thank you for finding that. I'm sorry, I'm a simpleton, but the first thing I think of is the we presented it probably 1.5 years, 2 years ago, but the spray that you spray in your toity that lets nothing smell. It's called Poopery, but it's like that. This is like poopery for an entire reservoir, right?
Right.
Exactly.
It protects it
Yes.
from evaporating, and it's just amazing. It's and I didn't hear you say, but the membrane that you say that it creates is also biodegradable. I would assume it's yeah, cool, really great. Thank you, Jose, for sending this. This is awesome.
Sure.
All right, next up. Oh, this is me, man. Oh, Sean, this is amazing. So I have been playing with a lot of AI engines lately. I know that our buddy Mark out there, D-Boy out there, has been doing a lot of selfies and images with AI, looking like a Jedi and all that kind of stuff. But this is asking AI basically to create villains out of countries around the world. So this is an artificial intelligence picture generator known as CryptoT. It basically uses AI, and you put in parameters, and basically asks if each country was a villain, what would their villain look like. So I have to basically share these with you because they're amazing.
These pictures are just insane, right?
Yeah, Greece, Jamaica, Costa Rica. I'm not messing with Costa Rica anytime soon. Goodness gracious. North Korea, Thailandia. That's also not messing with them. Peru, Finland, and Canada. Wow.
Moose.
Canada even seems nice. Like they can't even make a horror guy. What's up with
that? Italy, also nice. France. It's kind of a Napoleonish kind of person.
Italy is pretty badass, right?
Yeah.
Like I think of Sparta and the 300, and I mean, what I would love to know, right, Lee, is it literally just taking? Is it generalizing, right, imagery and stuff from the countries and the cultures and applying, villain?
Right. And what sources is it pulling from to do that? So for example, did they pre-program the AI to basically pull from Wikipedia sources on what the local what do you call it, scary creatures were?
Right.
Yeah. Saudi Arabia, Iceland, Madagascar, Spain. Also, Spain looks pretty rough and tough there.
Yep.
Ukraine, Egypt. Wow. Qatar, Australia. Australia also looks like they would be pretty nice to you, even though they would probably kick your ass.
Right. At least there's a ref.
Yeah. Mexico, China, UK. UK is interesting. Kind of Captain Carter-ish a little bit. Japan, Russia, USA. This guy reminds me of
Joker.
Yeah, and also Princess and the Frog. What was the villain's name in Princess and the Frog?
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, Louisiana.
Yeah, help me out. Whoever knows that. But yeah, super, super cool.
Here's the funny thing, Lee, right? So if this program is pulling societal trends and things to represent its country, so USA is a clown.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
well, okay. Because we're not that tough.
Yeah, but you've seen the latest movies. Clowns aren't anything to be trifled with anymore.
Oh, that is true. I hate clowns.
I think a lot of the majority of the North American population does too. So, okay, so that was really great, Sean. Can you go to a website and actually ask them to do more like that? Is there? I don't see it in the article here, but when you were looking for it, did you find anything?
Hey guys.
Yeah, go for it.
We have the name of the villain, Dr.
Dr. Facilier.
Facilier?
Yeah, awesome.
Facilier, yeah.
He totally looks like that.
Thank you, Laura.
All right. Next up, Sean.
Yeah, let's make things a little happier.
A little lighter.
Right? So this, my friends, is a company by the name of Bote, B-O-T-E, and it's Bote's Hangout Suite. And I love the assessment for the person who tested this. And he said, my kids are 5 and 7, and like many kids their age, they love the water. But hey, we aren't rich. We have neither a pool in our backyard nor a beach house in the Seychelles. So this is an inflatable float, weighs about 75 pounds. It can be inflated and deflated each way in about 15 minutes with a pump. It comes with magnetic cup holders, and the cups themselves have metal, so place your cup in the cup holder and magnetically it holds it there.
Wow.
It's about 240 degrees of a circle. It comes with a hand pump, repair kit, inflatable backrests, carrying sling, 4 dock connectors. And then it says for size, it fits 2 lounging adults, 4 if they're good friends, hubba hubba, and around 6 million children if they're continuously jumping on and off.
Oh, nice. I mean, really interesting, right? You don't need water. It's not even just add water. It's just add the float and you'll be good to go. Also, the magnetic cup idea, where has that been for my boat?
Oh,
Come
my
on.
gosh.
Like,
Brilliant, right?
I hope the marine industry takes, the marine industry is very slow when it comes to innovation, in my opinion, just because I've been a boat owner for a while. And magnetic cups, that would save a lot of spillage for sure. Actually, I think I need magnetic cups for my house too, because I purposely use a Tervis. I have an adult sippy cup because I'm a spiller. You're either a spiller or you're not a spiller. I happen to be one. So that's why I use an adult sippy cup. So I think I need magnets here too.
Well, here's the thing I think interesting too, Lee, right? This isn't cheap. It's not crazy expensive, but still the price ranges from $1,300 to $1,500.
Okay.
And it says it is really, really durable. The person took their large dog who was freaked out and said his nails didn't damage any of it.
Nice.
But to me, this is kind of that interesting area of what Starbucks was for a while, right? Starbucks it's expensive, right? You go to Dunkin' Donuts and get the same or coffee for at least half or less. But it's kind of this affordable gratification of I spent a little money that maybe I shouldn't have, but I can afford it and I'm going to do it anyway for something that just makes me happy.
Yeah,
right?
And it's definitely cheaper than the hot tub we showed last inspiration report. The 40
yes, it
hot
is.
tub. That was 40 grand.
Sean?
Yes, sir.
Sean, I don't know why Emily is saying that we shouldn't let Lee talk about either zippers or snaps.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. No, I constantly will, Emily and I have a lot of innovation discussions, and one of the things I always talk about is the lack of innovation in boats, because the concept of a zipper and a snap has not gone away in marine, and they wear out and they're difficult to, after a while, the canvas wears out or the snap wears out, and it's just like Velcro and stuff. Why haven't we innovated on that? What's the next Velcro? That's what I want to know.
That's right.
So, anyhow, all right. See, don't get me started. That's
We're going to talk you off that ledge, Lee. Talking down.
All right, next up, let's see what we got here. Jose, let me pull you up here. Stand by. There we go. All right, Jose, what you got, buddy?
So I want everyone to meet Giuseppe, the chef of the future. So this Chilean unicorn called Notco recreates conventional flavors using artificial intelligence to scout recipes around the world. I myself had the pleasure to meet Giuseppe's creator, Karim Pichara, the guy in the left. So, and the way they solved one of the biggest plant-based issues so far is by analyzing the structure of animal-based food at its molecular level and replicate it using only plant-based ingredients. I think I haven't mentioned that Giuseppe has multiple platforms to generate, combine, and explore plant-based ingredients. It optimizes formulations for texture and functionality to finally recommend flavor molecules to emulate animal-based food products. The algorithm name is inspired by Giuseppe Arcimboldo, an Italian artist who illustrated and painted human faces using plants, fruits, and vegetables. And actually, it's so inspiring to see how sustainability grows alongside technology to create alternatives for us and for our future generations. Genius Ghee, also called, explores the unconventional path of breaking down molecules to the point they taste just like milk, but not. Got the joke? Anyways. So Chile has the most products. You can find this in the US as well. But Chile has the most products from the company, such as not mayo, not milk, not ice cream, not burger, not chicken, not cream, not cheese, and not Mila. So if you want to try it, I say go for it. I've tried them, and it's really hard to say if that is meat or not. So
yeah, is it? What do you think compared to the what do you call it? The not meat burger, the other brand of burger that bleeds.
I've tried Impossible. Yeah, I've tried Impossible Meat and Beyond Meat, and to
Yeah,
be
Beyond.
honest,
That's it.
not call yeah, they're replicating even the taste of the fat inside of the burger. That
Yeah.
just blew my mind. When I tried it, it was like they're trying to play God here, but it's working, you know. And with like food scarcity and logistics problems everywhere, it's good to have an AI that can just tell you what to cook with the principles of just using several molecules of each vegetable. So I like it. I love it.
We are getting so close to the replicators, you guys. Tea Earl Grey, hot. You know, we're there.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're getting there. All right,
As
thank
a meat
you.
lover, I think we're getting to mostly plants, right?
Yeah, well,
We're
then
getting there.
I
why is
agree.
that's the reason that I went to Chile to eat a whole plate full of meat because it might be going out of style. So I'm gonna have my fill before it goes away.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the next one here. Okay. Oh, this is me. This is so Sony and Honda walk into a bar. First of all, one of the things that um, I love to do to inspire people and at my like with my clients is talk about partnerships and then talk about collaborations and how mixing two unlike things or two like things together, whatever it may be, can result in some really great things. So this is basically a four-door sedan that was presented at CES, and it is basically a moving entertainment space. So it is a new, basically an EV that is manufactured at Honda's North American facility. It is the possibility of how media can create fun and exciting mobile interaction. So it will feature best-in-class entertainment for customers, and it will integrate Epic Games' Unreal Engine, a 3D computer graphics game engine, into the vehicles to help visualize not only entertainment in cars, but also communication and safety. So this is like they took a PlayStation and a vehicle and they totally beamed it up and beamed it down as one thing, right? Sorry, another Star Trek reference, but really great. Sean, tell us what else inspired you about this, because this is flipping awesome.
Well, I think for me, you hit it on the head about being excited about partnerships and promotions, right? And to me, I think that is the best way right now to drive really quick innovation.
Yep.
And it can be short term or it can be long term, is in partnerships with different companies. And I don't know, honestly, well, I'm sure the reason why we don't see a lot of it is because of corporate, ego of, well, we don't want to partner with them, we can do it ourselves, or the whole legal route of who owns what IP. But honestly, we continue to see companies, especially in the EV space, whether they're being successful or not, because Ford and Amazon, right?
Yep.
We're working on their truck, which has had some challenges, but still, it's such amazing innovation opportunities to come together.
Absolutely.
And I think this one's brilliant.
And last month, remember, we featured the BMW and was it Gucci? It was a luggage manufacturer where they actually designed the luggage to fit in the trunk. Like that is the most novel idea ever. No having to fight over packing the trunk, right?
Right. It's amazing. Yep.
Anyway, Afila, check it out. Sony and Honda partnership.
Boom.
All right, the Wienermobile is back at it again.
Is this a Wienermobile, or are you just happy to... Right,
wait, hold on, Sean. I want to see a show of hands in the chat. Who has actually been driving down the road and actually seen the actual Wienermobile? I have seen it in my lifetime 3 separate times, and it's always like, oh my God, there's the Wienermobile! Like, it's like this fictional thing, but when you actually see it on the road, it's like, wow, I actually saw it.
Right. I've seen it one time. So I just commented, I've seen one wiener. Right? and let's be honest, Oscar Mayer is probably the only company where you want to be called a wiener, right? Meeting. You're such a wiener. Yes, yeah. I am. So the Wienermobile is hiring. And what's interesting about the articles, what they're talking about is the pay scale for this. But we'll hit on that in just a second, because the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, honestly, is to me one of the greatest PR activations ever, right?
And it still goes strong. It's still going. You know, it's been around for like 25, 30 years.
And we'll hit a funny fact on the percentage of people that actually get hired. But Oscar Mayer looks to hire a team of 12 people. They have 6 different vehicles, and the requirement is that they have to commit to a 1-year contract to travel across 20,000 miles and in 20 states.
Okay.
What's interesting is who said this here? Someone from Oscar Mayer, blah, blah, blah. Less than 1% of applicants are typically selected for the 12 positions, making it statistically easier to get accepted into an Ivy League university than to be granted the keys to the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
I mean,
challenge,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. The challenge here is the pay. A 1-year commitment, they pay $36,000 to participate.
Come on, that's all.
Like,
is that good?
To me, I mean, you put this on your resume, depending what you're interested in doing.
I suppose.
Like,
yeah, I suppose. Yeah, and also the novelty of it. I mean, come on, showing up in town. Hey, I'm about ready to show. I got a new car. You want to check it out? And people are like, yeah, I'll go check it out. They're like, whoa, the Wienermobile.
Right. Like, that is smoking. Yeah. I know. No, really, it's smoking.
Super cool.
Anyway.
Oh, guys, we have good comments here.
Oh yeah, please tell us the comments.
So Mark says, you could be in any large company anywhere and name something wiener, and it's always going to get traction. That's just life. That's how it is. And Jake says, this isn't the worst idea, but I wouldn't
worst.
I wouldn't relish the pay. That's the worst idea, right? Sorry, my German just went through it.
Yeah, Jake, you're gonna fit right in here.
Mark says, unless it's a plant-based wiener.
Yeah, I'm just glad that we brought this story into the report.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah, you brought.
Thanks, man. That was slow.
I got it. I definitely got it. All right, moving on. Now, Sean, you actually probably know this about me, but I am a huge Beastie Boys fan, and the Beastie Boys, when they were making Paul's Boutique, actually rented this really expensive 70s style house, and they ended up that it had one locked door, a closet, and they ended up breaking into that closet, and the lady who they rented the house from had a bunch of 70s clothes, mostly made of velvet and velvet shoes and velvet outfits. So as soon as you put this on, I was like, oh yeah, this has Beasties written all over it. So this is just super cool. So Converse actually sourced more than 800 pounds of velvet from all recycled fabric places. So these shoes are basically a retake of what they did back. They actually did it back in '94, probably around the same time, like I said, when Paul's Boutique was getting popular. And they basically had two companies that they had to build the supply chain with to upcycle vintage garments at scale. The project offers a glimpse of how Converse is trying to think outside the box when it comes to sustainability and potentially making more shoes from fashion waste. So designers like Gabriel Hurst and Hilary Tamor have created collections of upcycled fabrics, and Levi's has done some jeans from old jeans as well. But this is just a really great take on cool shoes, and who doesn't want velvet sneakers? You know what I'm saying? Come on.
I mean, honestly, they look freaking cool.
Yeah,
they really do.
I think that I could actually get away with it, which is funny, Sean, because Sarah and I went shopping, clothes shopping recently, and we went to this big and tall store, of course, and found some good stuff. And I looked at a pair of red jeans, and I'm like, come on, you think I can get away with it? She's like, no, there's no way. It's like, come on. She's like, no, you'd be like the bros on that one TV show. And I was like, no. So I can't get away with the stuff. But you know what? I do want to wear more velvet though, just so you know.
Well, I think you just found your New Year's resolution.
Yeah, thanks,
Kitchen,
man. Thanks.
More velvet. Actually,
all right.
Of your DJ name. I'm DJ More Velvet.
All right, we got a video that goes along with it, so I'm going to play that video right now.
Really cool.
Yeah, super cool. Super cool. All right, tell us about the mystery box vending machine.
So this, my friend, there is no article for this, and really interesting. It's hard to find the company that manages these, but so daughter number one, shameless dad plug. She is literally working on the next moon landing vehicle for Blue Origin at Cape Canaveral.
So cool, man.
So, of course, as really concerned parents, we took her around Cocoa Beach to find bars and breweries that, you know, we'd all feel comfortable in. So
that's priority, right? I mean,
yeah, of course, just thinking of safety. So went to this one place, which I highly recommend in Cocoa Village, called the Village Idiot Pub. Cannot think of a better name. And what was in the Village Idiot Pub but this giant vending machine that was calling my name with just the simple terms, mystery box. What could be in the mystery box? What? And how much are these things?
I hope you bought something.
I did for $10. I'm like, this is probably the greatest and most well spent $10 in my life.
Yeah.
So
which one did you pick though?
I picked the 90s packet with a question mark on it. I'm like, what magic could be in the 90s package with a question mark on it?
All right. Well, do you want me to turn the page? I want
you to reveal it. Yes.
Here's
what was in.
That is so cool.
So you got Airheads.
Finger trap. Yep.
The Anastasia cartoon movie.
Yep.
There was a Dungeons and Dragons thing, the finger trap, scrunchy, ring pop. The Hearts bracelet is one of those snappy bracelets, right? You hit your wrist and it closes. And then I thought what was really brilliant is there was 2 pages from Star magazine from 1995.
That is thoughtful.
Reprints, or do they actually have the magazine somehow?
That is so cool.
Was it worth the $10?
I don't know.
My entertainment, I think it was.
I want to open the Florida Man one specifically. I wonder if that has a beer in it and it says "Hold my beer."
Well, and there is some other stuff that really starts to get a little wah wah chicka wow, right? And
it says warning offensive on it. That's interesting. That it gives you a warning at least. So.
Yes.
All right.
I just like the idea of man, if you put something in, what else can go in a vending machine these days, right? Think about that.
Well, also, you know, a really popular thing is the mystery boxes that you get by subscribing to like the pet supply stuff. Chewy, you can supply and you get a different group of stuff every month, and so this to me is like capitalizing on that trend, right? Some of them are like there's one that's called bento because it's like Japanese treats and you get a surprise themed Japanese treats every month. But this to me is like people who do that will definitely buy these things. I would love to see how much money they make off this, you know.
And someone mentioned that, like, I wonder, I'm thinking of the green travel guy. I'm thinking of the profit margin on that baby. Yeah. I want to start a mail kit that's just called random shit from my house. And if you sign up, I'm just going to tell you something from my house every month. And
nice.
You do it.
This can actually be a great idea for Christmas. So if you think about the Advent calendar, every day you get a new present, like a different one. And you just put like
Jose, I love that.
This amazing gift.
Yeah.
It's a pop-up vending machine that comes out at Christmas.
Exactly.
20 days of Christmas.
Yeah. How many Scrooge versions have you seen where they're actually selling mystery presents, like for 2 shillings or whatever it is?
Right? Yeah.
Right.
All right, let's go back to the show here. Jose, tell us about. Oh, speaking of Christmas vacation, eat my rubber. Dad, I think you mean burn rubber and eat my dust. Whatever, Russ. Whatever.
Exactly. So, thank you very Jacobson for this interesting piece again. So, first, the bad news. Tires are pretty terrible for the environment. We all know that, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that over the lifetime of an average automobile, roughly 30% of the tires thread will erode and enter the environment? We're not just talking about water. We're talking about air here, like what you breathe in. Yeah. So this means that the synthetic rubber, oils, and filling agents such as plastic all leach into our ecosystem. Actually, tires are one of the biggest contributors of microplastics in the world, accounting almost 28% of the overall microplastic waste in the world's ocean come from car tires.
Never knew that.
So
That's crazy.
this is what not good at all, right, Sean? So this is why brands are looking for solutions to stop tire dust in its track. Earlier this fall, the Tire Collective came out with a wheel-mounted device that collects the tiny particles on electrostatic charged copper plates. But I'll give you a better one. A better solution might be where the rubber meets the road. Goodyear has just unveiled a tire with 90% sustainable materials. It makes use of recycled polyesters and plant-based components like soybean oil, rice husk waste, and biorenewable pine tree resin in place of standard synthetic chemicals and plastic. What do you think about that, guys?
Yeah, I'm in. As long as they're not like water soluble and they don't like dissipate in a rainstorm, I think I'm good. You know,
we all rely on our tires right now.
Yeah.
Also, according to Motor Trend, the tire has passed all regulatory and internal tests for road use, and Goodyear claims its sustainable tire rolls more easily than that of a comparison tire with traditional material. So the company did admit it hasn't figured out how to bring the demonstration tire to market just yet, even though the company plans to bring a tire that's 70% sustainable to market by the end of this year. So at least we don't have 90, we have 70, which is a lot better than just nothing. So I'm good with it.
Yeah. It's cool, man. Thank you.
And
thank you for doing that.
I love the notion that Goodyear as a company, right? They have to be creating a culture of of innovation and not being afraid to think different, right? About a product that's been around for a very, very long time and hasn't changed much. So good for them for being
right. It's like accountability for the same company that has been producing tires all the time. Let's just spin it around and let's do it sustainable. So that's good.
Can we please give them the job of replacing Velcro and zippers and snaps, please?
we'll give them an email, Lee.
Thank you very much.
We're going to find something for next month's report, Lee, on Velcro, zippers, snaps. Oh my! Okay.
I'll do my research now.
All right, Sean. Vegan fast food. Speaking of vegan.
Yep. I don't know if this one's for me, but. At least the menu, but I totally get it because I wish there were better options for better food served in a fast food kind of way. So the global fast food market was valued crazy at $712 billion in 2021. It's expected to grow 5% in the next 5 years up to 2029. And of course, don't have to reiterate this, fast food isn't all that great for you, right?
Right.
But there is a Dutch brand called Howie Roll, and it's created plant-based fast sushi menu.
Okay.
It's made of tofu, jackfruit, vegan shrimp, and it's presented with vegetables. These are all the stars of the menu. The slogan is "Come hungry, leave happy." So it is the introduction of, hey, fast food evolving like the soybean tire a bit, right? To fast food is really hard to swallow a lot. How can we make it better?
I love it.
So interesting.
I love it. I know I would roll my eyes if somebody asked me to go there, but I probably end up enjoying it, right?
Well, you certainly would try to enjoy it, right?
Again, the other night we were out, Sarah and I were out doing a little shopping, and it was in an area that, we kind of live about 45 minutes from, and I asked the shopkeeper, I said, hey, can you recommend any restaurants nearby? And she's like, yeah, there's a vegan one up the street and another vegetarian vegan one. I'm like, is there any meat involved anywhere? She was vegan, so that's all she knew. So I was like, yeah, okay, we'll try the vegan.
Right. And how was it?
Actually, no, we opted out. We ended up coming back to the sports bar.
Good, saved by good old chicken fingers.
Chicken
fingers and fries. There you go.
All right, good stuff. Okay, Sean.
Says, as long as there's a spicy mayo, I could eat just about any type of sushi.
Yeah, and it could be this spicy not mayo, right?
Or the spicy.
Exactly, spicy not mayo. Yeah.
Okay, Sean, I know why you gave me this. I know that you know that I actually suffer from sleep apnea. I've been diagnosed since 2005. I actually wear a mask, and it's basically saved my life, right? So I was not breathing for about 3 minutes at a shot when I did my sleep test, and this thing has really been good. But this innovation, this is sent to us by Barry. Thank you again, Barry. This is I would probably say it's for someone who's not as, doesn't have as much sleep apnea as I do. But this is still interesting because it basically is a pillow. It's a pillow developed by a startup that detects snoring while a user is sleeping, and then it physically moves their head in a bid to stop the noise, hopefully allowing snorers partners to get a good night's sleep without need for a mouthguard or headgear. It's called a motion pillow, and it uses machine learning to detect the sound of users snoring, and then it actually has a special motion that actually pushes your neck and your head from side to side. Again, I would like to test it out just to see what actually happens, because sometimes it only takes a little motion. I would think this would be really great for like an airplane, because people tend to snore. They're in the different positions, and they there's always somebody snoring on the airplane. So they have some other comments here. It's a bit pricey. They don't actually have the price in the article. Do you remember what it was, Sean, when you saw it?
I did not get the price. Okay. No, sir.
So the movement is actually
actually looks like maybe $400.
Oh, nice. It actually inflates airbags inside a memory foam pillow to gently raise the snorer's head slightly and prevent or reduce snoring. So interesting concept. I'd love to give it a try. Don't think I'll stop wearing my mask because I love that thing, but
if you and I travel
this kind of give me a passive aggressive present kind of vibe, because like it says I would literally hit you all night just for you to not snore. But instead I decided to give you a pillow that will raise your head and will move you so you can breathe. I love you. Merry Christmas.
There's a name for those kind of presents. What is it called? Like when you give a present to somebody because you just want that present? I'm guilty of it a lot. So what is it called, Sean? What is it called when that happens?
I don't know.
I forget.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, so
there's a lot of people who want to get the pillow, by the way. So it's a good price mark. It's a good price. So
yeah.
Why not?
As long as it's comfortable, it's comfortable.
I think that present is called a boat, Lee.
Okay, so this is cool. This is like the next generation Concorde, and this was sent to us by our good friend Cindy. Cindy, thank you very much for sending.
Thank you, Cindy Dykman. Yep. The continued evolution or maybe reincarnation of supersonic jet travel, right? There are a couple companies that are working on this. And this one company called Spike Aerospace, they have created or are working on creating the Spike S512 quiet supersonic jet.
Wow.
The couple of big things here. So one, just its travel opportunity. It is working towards getting folks from New York to London in 1.5 hours, which is totally amazing. Right?
Wow.
1.5 hours. It will initially travel at Mach 1.6 with hopes of going to Mach 3.2. Take that, Maverick, Top Gun.
Yeah.
I was going to say the same.
Right. But of course, there is the one challenge is supersonic travel. And there was another company working on bringing Concorde-like travel to the U.S., and part of what they're working out with governments and country governments is over water, they could go supersonic. Over land or populated communities and cities, they would have to slow down to just below supersonic. Yeah. So it's like speed zones in the air, right?
Yeah.
But the last thing, the most high-tech of all are the digital screens that operate in place of windows. They're another noise mitigating innovation, and they allow passengers to choose between watching movies, their own presentations, or the vistas unfolding outside the jet, which is really kind of an interesting idea, right? It's the interior cruise line model of, well, sorry, we can't put a window there for you, but we can put a really cool screen and simulate some stuff. So it looks pretty awesome.
Cool. Yeah, I unfortunately never got a chance to ride in the Concorde. My parents did, and they talked about how cool it was. So
really?
I saw one. Yeah, I saw one at the airport before, and I always saw the picture that my boss Duncan had, because he got two, the Air France and the British Airways Concorde together with mouse ears on them. He was very proud of that picture. So this would be super cool. But man, it does make a really loud sonic boom when it takes off. So interesting stuff.
It does.
Okay. I want to say that actually, just to think about that, we are there already. Like there's traffic velocity in the air, and now it's like, okay, when you're in water, you can do whatever you want, but like when you're in a continent, you have to slow down.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Just blew my mind. Sorry.
Yeah. No problem. It's perfect. All right. So our friends at Shopify is betting that you're going to realize that big weekly meeting is a bad idea. The company is actually going cold turkey and canceling all recurring employee meetings with more than 3 people. That is the most refreshing thing I've ever heard, because Sean, how many meetings do you go in and you sit there and go, why the heck am I here? Right? And no one says what we're going to be doing. No one has an agenda. And it's really the biggest waste of time. And when I was in the corporate world, I cannot tell you how many hours of day was wasted sitting in meetings that could have been an email, right? Or as Absolutely. We have a local sign note that says a meeting, it says a meeting without food should just be an email. So basically, it's an ongoing effort to increase efficiency for the company that has been hammered by the slump, and it's basically asking people to not schedule those meetings for 2 weeks. And they said that for those, basically the calendars will be cleared, and the company is leading almost 10,000 calendar events. So I think that's a pretty good. I wonder what kind of results that they'll see and what kind of productivity that they'll see after that, Well,
my gosh, I have thought for a while now, Lee, and especially after coming out of the pandemic, companies need a expert training on the use of time.
Yeah, right? They really do.
Just because you put people in a room together and a topic doesn't mean you actually get anything done.
Right.
And I know there's a lot of discussion too around asynchronous work, right? I totally get it. But if you want people to get together, you're going to make them go into a space. Let's honestly build some parameters around the best use of a meeting. It's not that hard. It's just an investment of let's do it better.
Yeah, it's like the what, so what, now what? What are we going to do? Yes. What does it mean for us? And what's the follow-up, right? I mean, really quick 100%. And simple. Okay, that brings us to the final one, which is pretty amazing, the 30-second dance party. So, if you have an easy button, if you have any of those quick button things, I think if you don't add this one to your collection, you are definitely doing yourself wrong. But I am absolutely going to add this here. Sean, this reminds me of this. When you said this, it totally reminded me of back when I worked at Brand and Strategy in Celebration. I brought in one of my dad's Marine bells, and I actually hung it up on the wall. And at 5 o'clock, we would ring that bell so loud it scared the heck out of everybody. And to me, this is like the new version. This is the modern version of that. So it's like 5 o'clock on a Friday. You hit the dance party, and everybody is required to get up and dance. So in case you want to know how it works, we have this video
instructional
here.
Video.
So check this out.
"30-second dance party."
This is how we party.
I love that guy. I honestly think I'm going to end up getting one of those.
Yeah, you absolutely have to have one of those. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings our show to an end. We are so grateful and thankful that you have joined us today. We hope that we've inspired you, and we hope you will again take this, pay it forward, and we hope it stays in your brain. So when you're making those ideas, then you come up with some bigger and better ones. Right, guys?
You bet. And thanks to some of the new peeps that joined us today. Really appreciate it.
Definitely.
Hope to see you next month. Spread the word for us too. We'd love for you to bring your friends, teammates, work teams, whatever it might be.
Yep. And
exactly. And hey, guys. Yes, Lee.
Go ahead.
Do we do this for companies? Do people can actually contact us? Can you tell a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Sean and I, basically, we actually sell this as a product. So if you want us to come into your company, we will take a conglomerate of all the stuff that we do and inspire your company. Anywhere from 45 minutes to 2 hours, we can put it together as a trend report. We find that people really get inspired, especially if they're about ready to head into a brainstorm or ideation, which also we just happen to be experts at too, leading and facilitating meetings. So if you need someone to come and help you, Sean and I are all about it. Right, Sean?
You bet. We would love to help you think different, right?
Yes. And if we're going to South
And
America
we'll
or
bring
to
the dance button.
yeah, and if we're going to South America or another Spanish-speaking place, Jose was an amazing co-presenter when I was down there. Thank you, Jose. Helped me translate like crazy. Thank
you.
I got a lot of bonus points for. I'm actually talking in the chat in Spanish, and Jose is correcting my stuff before I send it. So thank you, Jose. They actually they called him the Jose or the Guti Translate app. So now that's what I have.
The Guti app, yeah. No, that was fun.
Anyway, really great, guys. Thank you very much. We will see you on February 3rd, 2023 at 11:30 a.m. You guys, it's been a pleasure. We will see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Good show. Good
All
story.
right.
Bye-bye.
Have a great month.
Bye, everybody. That was really good.
That was good.